up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. We are out here on Friday. Oh, look, I almost stopped the video. It's Friday, y'all, and we down here. I'm on my way to Starbucks real quick, and then we're going to go to the park afterwards. Because we don't have any topics really to talk about. I'm just going to go through the blogs. I got Drake playing in the background because his album came out today, and I'm going to listen to it. You know, I've grown out of Drake a bit. I think I've grown out of him. But I'll listen to him. I'm gonna see what he's talking about on this, because you know he makes his music is emotionally manipulative. I feel, because I feel like he's an emotionally manipulative person. So I feel like his music is like that. But yeah, I'm gonna listen to. I don't know how I feel about. I don't know what the joke is behind the pregnant women on front of the album cover. On the album cover is like a pregnant emoji, all different color girls. And I'm like, you know, where I am in my life, I'm like, that's not funny to me, because I feel like it just goes into this idea that y'all just creating a bunch of babies everywhere. And I don't know. That's where my head is. That's my perspective when I see a bunch of pregnant women. So maybe his idea is like, not no parkig, PARKIG, girl, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out, like, if it's a joke, like you gonna get pregnant listening to this or whatever. But I don't know what Drake is talking about, so we'll see. This is Lil Baby and him, and then you know the things that's going on with between him and Kanye. So here, let me go. I gotta go in here. I gotta make sure there's a lot of traffic right in here. I'm gonna get me a little latte or something before the line gets long. Yeah, see, the line is about to get long. So yeah, so that's where I am. My perspective is like, y'all think that shit is funny, a bunch of pregnant women on the cover, on the album cover, the pregnant emoji girls on the album cover, all different colors. And it's just like, is that like this thing, like this Nick Cannon thing? You want to impregnate a whole bunch of people and just create more fatherless homes? I know I'm probably looking too deep into it, but that's the perspective that I have when I look at that. That's why I'm saying I've outgrown some of Drake's antics. Also, the fact that he likes to chit chat on the phone with 14-year-old girls. Look it up. Go to Google and type in Drake and 14-year-old girls. I don't know what it is with these niggas and these grown ass men and 14-year-old girls. And yesterday, it's so funny that I just like mentioned Honey Boo Boo and like laughing and stuff, but I didn't realize that the little black boy that she's with, he's not a kid. He's 20 years old. You're 20 years old and you are dating a 16-year-old white girl. Like, there's something wrong there. There's something wrong in the collective, because it's like, I don't understand, like, when people be like, well, how do you, the perspective that you have, I'm looking at this global epidemic of how these men navigate through life. You are 20 years old with a 16-year-old girl. I don't care if 16 is the age of consent. That the age of consent is not for grown men to sleep with teenagers. It is for teenagers. It is for teenagers to explore sexuality, their sex, so they don't get in trouble for. They're young enough to consent to have sex with each other. It's not for adults. Like, and it's so gross and cringy for grown men to think that the age of consent that's the time that you can go and pick up a 16-year-old girl. from the 11th grade after school and go pick her up from school. And it's weird. It's weird. And then you got an album cover with pregnant women on it. I just have my perspective is different. It's like, what is that about? Like, that's not cute. That's not cute, all right? What's going on? Oh, I want a chai tea latte today. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What can I get for you today?
I would like a grande chai tea latte. Can I have 2 pumps of vanilla in there too?
Of course, a grande, you said hot, right?
Yes, please.
So we want to do 2 pumps of vanilla added.
And then almond milk and no foam.
Almond milk, no foam.
And extra hot, please. Extra hot. Yeah.
No foam, perfect.
And that's all.
All right, I got that grande chai tea latte, 2 pumps of vanilla, almond milk, no foam, extra hot. See you up here for $5.95.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She was so pleasant. She was so pleasant. She sounded like a black girl. Let me put my mask on. I don't have my ears out today, so I'm just going to have to do this because I don't feel like adjusting the thing. Let me put it like this. Anyways, so that's where my perspective is on the whole situation. So I'm going to listen to his album. Yeah, go Google Drake and 14 and see what's the tea, because that shit is weird as hell. I don't know what this thing is where I don't know. It's so gross to me. It's so gross to me. It's so disgusting to me. And the fact is, it's so disgusting, and there's not enough men to be like, hey dude, you should not be on the phone with Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things when she's 14 years old talking about your mentoring. What mentoring from Drake? Oh, because she's a child star. And then no. Not you. Absolutely not. If we gonna get another and that's not gonna be Drake. Drake is not gonna be nobody's mentor. The way he moves in these streets, his whorish ways. So if he's already a whore, all right. So I'm imagining that his morality, his morals is a little low, little down. And and I was on Hollywood Unlocked's IG, and I saw Femmeph0bia. Everybody say that Femmeph0bia and I look alike because she just got a chubby face and we the same complexion. That's it. So we chubby, got a chubby face. I know she went and got her surgery. She still has a low emotional intelligence. That's what I was talking about. Femmeph0bia's are the girls that want to fight everybody. They're not gonna ever grow up. They want to fight. They want to still fight. Like, I was watching Baddies. I wasn't watching it, but I was watching like clips, and I was like, y'all too old for this. You're too old for this. Hold on, let me find my money, honey. My money, honey. Ooh, I can't wait to have my vanilla chai tea latte. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Hi.
It's gonna be $5.95.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Have a good day.
You do the same. All right. Oh, I should have got a straw. It's all right. I cannot stand aggressive ass lady drivers. I think women drive, like, I have a theory that women drive aggressive because this is like their world, and so when they get behind the wheel, they get really aggressive, dipping and dodging through traffic. I got all this damn, I have a little road rage, but I don't drive aggressively. I don't have time for that. I don't want any inconvenience. I don't trust these people enough to drive all crazy and stuff. I don't trust it at all. And coming in damn driveways like wide open, just a mess. Anyway, so I'm gonna drink this when we get to our destination, and I'm gonna go through the blogs and we're gonna talk about them for a spell. I'm not gonna be down here for too long. I don't know what. Somebody cussed me out talking about you don't know what the fuck you will do if you were homeless. I guess because I said I wouldn't want a whole bunch of stuff with me. Why you getting mad at me? Because I said I wouldn't want a whole bunch of stuff with me. Why you get mad at me? That's me. If I was houseless, you do what you do. If I was houseless, yes, I don't know what I would do. But if I were to be, then this is how I would move. I would ensure that I don't have a lot of stuff. I would ensure that I did not have a lot of stuff. That's how I am. That's my personality. I don't want a bunch of shit. Right? But I know that when you don't have, you operate from a place of lack, and so you want to collect and hoard. I know how the shit works. I know how it works. Don't cuss me out because I said I don't want to have a bunch of shit. Well, if you had a bunch of shit when you was houseless, that's your thing, not me. Look at all these crows. Oh my God, the damn park man is going to be so mad. He got a lot of shit to clean up. This is a Kentucky Fried Chicken box. I mean, it's a mess. He gonna be mad this morning. So they put another fence around. So I'm trying to figure out what they're doing again to this little... Oh, let me fix this scarf, honey. So listen, I don't have anything to talk about. So we're just gonna chit chat, and I'm just gonna tell you, we're just gonna talk today. It's Friday. The girls are talking about, everybody's talking about Beverly Hills and how they need to win Emmys and stuff like that, because they really have been putting on a show, right? Shout out to the Sun. Hello. Dr. Dre sues ex-wife Nicole for allegedly embezzling money from his recording studio business. How can I embezzle? Well, I guess you can embezzle money but you're the owner. Dr. Dre, this is from Hollywood Unlocked. Dr. Dre and his ex-wife, nice young Jamal Osborne at Hollywood Unlocked. Please go back and correct your caption. Dr. Dre and his ex-wife, Nicole Young, are still trying to reconcile over a former couple's massive fortune, and now the legendary rapper is claiming she stole money from his recording studio. The documents state that the couple was both listed on the business as part of maintenance and control of the assets. According to the documents, Nicole was entrusted with the authority to withdraw checks and transfer funds from the business. Now, according to the suit, they're claiming Miss Young wiped the bank account and withdrew $353,571.85. What do y'all think? Girl, I don't give a shit. Take all his money. I don't give a damn how you do it, which way you do it. I don't care about Dr. Dre and his fortune. I don't give a shit. Take all of it, Nicole. Right? You went out and you aligned yourself with someone who has this level of proximity. And when it's all said and done, now you don't want them to take your money. You created an environment for that. So here it is. I don't understand why people think that while in a mirror, we watched PK the other day, right? We watched PK name every wedding dress in his wife's new wedding collection. At the end of the day, when it comes time to start splitting stuff, I'm sure he's going to say, I named these dresses. I had input. I named your company. I had input. That's what happens. You put me on the account and I take the money out, I'm withdrawing the money. And she was probably taking the money out like, I'm about to leave this relationship. I'm taking everything that I can get my hands on. And then we'll figure it out when it's all said and done. You could sue me. We'll figure it out. You see what's happening with Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee Simmons. That bitch put up, how you put up his shares as bond for your raggedy ass man? When I tell you, these motherfucking bitches, they do not care. Oh well, that's what you wanted to do. She's using Kimora Lee, whatever her last name is now. She's using shares from a company that she has shares in. I don't know why she used Russell Simmons shares as a bond for her husband. And Russell Simmons said, oh, no, the fuck you not. Oh, no, the hell you not. Oh, no, you won't. So, Lil Nas X, he posted, People magazine actually ran a story with him saying that he was expecting a baby. And he had, so he was pregnant, right? We've seen this 1,000 times before. It's nothing new. We have seen movies where the men are pregnant. We have seen, cartoons where the men are pregnant. We have seen all of these different things where men are pregnant, and all of a sudden everybody is so upset and they don't know what to do. This guy is promoting men getting pregnant and all this other stuff. It's like people are so crazy about, really, it's really like, and like I think like when we break down the issues that men have, especially black men have with homosexuality, it is really rooted to me in anti-woman. It is rooted in anti-woman. You have an aversion to someone who is feminine. And the other day, in the comments, I mentioned someone's channel, and I rarely mention people's channel because as soon as you mention someone's channel, they believe, it's this idea, or it gives a perception for some reason that you agree with everything the person says. And I don't think anyone agrees with everything someone says. Okay, I'm going to take a drink now. Hold on. So good. It'd be the spiciness of the chai for me. That's what I love. Spicy. Okay, so what was I saying? Lil Nas. I think the root of it is really like a disdain for women. It's like you have, and that's what I was saying about the other channels. If I mention another channel, please understand, I don't agree with a lot of these black women channels. They have a lot of good information, and like I say, take what nourishes you and compost the rest. Because a lot of their ideologies, even the prim and proper girls, I don't even think that they realize it. But when they start aligning that something is wrong with a man because he's feminine and he might or may not be gay, when you think that there's something wrong with an expression of femininity coming from a man, you are upholding that idea that there's something wrong with femininity, and then there's something wrong with women. To me, I feel like that's the root of the issues that people have with LGBTQ. I believe the focus on trans women, and there's not a lot of focus on trans men, is because there's an idea of you were assigned male at birth, and you want to live your life and transition into why would you want to do that? You know how women are treated in this place? Why would you? That's why I feel like there's an aversion to trans women, because it's like it's a woman. They don't care that you want to be your trans man. They don't care about that, because guess what? You're transitioning into what they are, so they're fine with that. But when you are born male and transition into woman, they don't like that, because a woman? Do you know how we treat women in this society? Why in the hell would you want to be a woman? I believe that's really the mentality, and there's such a hatred for women, and even women carry that hatred because you've been programmed and coded with this chip that tells you that man, white, male, heterosexual, Christian, male is in there. And these women empowerment channels, black women empowerment channels, when you start delving into the lane of anti-gay and homophobia, you are contributing to the idea that there's something wrong with femininity. All you're doing is upholding that. When you have an aversion to feminine men, What's wrong with a feminine man? What's wrong with an expression of femininity? What's wrong with that? When you have an awareness and you know that each of us are both, and each of us possess masculine and feminine energy, and the ideas, the social constructs of how masculinity and femininity should be performed, those constructs are created by white people. Whiteness, the system, the matrix. I know you hear me saying it all the time, but that's what it is. When they tell you act this way in order to get a man, be this feminine, your definition of femininity and the performance of femininity and what you've aligned with femininity was not created by black people. Black people are following what masculinity looks like and what they think it should look like, and it's very toxic and it's very harmful. And then even it's too much. There's no balance. There's so much hatred against the feminine. Even women hate the feminine. Like, if you think about it, you don't like a feminine man. What's wrong with femininity being expressed in a man? Because you think that a man should behave like this. And where did you get that thought from? Who taught you to think like that? Malcolm X says, who taught you to think like that? You were taught to think like that. You were taught to believe that a woman, when she expresses femininity, it looks like this. And if it's anything outside of this, then you're not feminine. But that was created by a man. How you perform femininity was not created by women. It wasn't. It was created by a man. Was that little raggedy dog? No, that's not. That I saw yesterday. It's another raggedy dog. So he's getting negative attention because he is, he has his, look at the dog. What? He's staring at me. What? Yeah, you better go on about your business. Looking at me. Probably can hear me. So he claps back. Lil Nas X. He got his pregnancy pics that were featured in People magazine, but baby Montero is due September 17, 2021. He said, niggas be like, you desperate for attention, then proceed to give it to me. Exactly. Y'all niggas is whack as hell. Like Donnell Rawlings talking about, this is enough. The kids. Y'all always want to use these kids to cloak your homophobia. You want to use these kids to cloak your anti-trans woman. You want to use your kids to cloak all of the bullshit, all of your fears, all of your irrational fears, all of your irrational fears. Because truly, if being gay on TV or there was some gay agenda and y'all was like this person said so slick, I don't understand why folks think their kids will be influenced by gay themes in movies and televisions. A lot of y'all grew up watching The Cosby Show in a different world, and yet you're not doctors, lawyers, homeowners, college graduates, or married to any of your children's parents. What he said. Period. Y'all use children to cloak your irrational fears. And as much as children aren't protected in our community, I don't believe you. As much children are in foster care from straight parents, I don't believe you. And as much as you guys prop this man up, whose way of promoting heterosexuality is through violence, sexual violence against his nephews and his sons, y'all prop him up. Y'all listen to him. But y'all have a problem with this kid who is literally trolling you and is fucking with you and is sending you through to have a fucking aneurysms because he's sitting down and he's a dark-skinned black man who is gay, right? Because that goes against all ideas of femininity. A dark-skinned black man, right? Because dark skin is not considered feminine, right? We know because we could talk about it, right? Right, the light skin is. That's why the light skin niggas get called weak and shit, right? And it's all rooted, even that is rooted in the idea that your lighter skin is feminine and therefore your femininity makes you weak and a punk. And that's why they got all the jokes of the light skin jokes, right? Okay. Again, rooted in the idea that something is wrong with femininity, right? But there's a gay agenda. Ain't none of y'all mimicking the straight stuff that you've been ingesting this whole time. You haven't been influenced by that. It says Dr. Umar said that they will use LGBTQ to distract us from black civil rights, and then they birthed Lil Nas X, who is just a puppet for whatever label he's signed to. Oh yes, a pregnant nigga, a greatest threat to black civil rights. Exactly. Like, literally the greatest threat to the black community are straight black men. They are the ones killing each other. They are the ones killing their partners. They are the one abusing children. There's a lot of this shit going on in our community, and it's not gay people causing this violence, terrorizing the black community. It's not gay people. It never has been gay people. It's always been straight black men who desire to uphold the illusion of white supremacy, so they mimic the characteristics of their oppressors, and they hate women, they hate feminine men, and they hate gay people. And it's all rooted in the hatred of femininity. And then until you realize that part of that comes with creation, you are going to be stagnant in the progress. You're going to be stagnant because there's an imbalance. It's too much male, 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 and an aversion to feminine and female. But you cannot exist without the female. So if you keep pushing her down, you keep oppressing her, your world and your progress as a community is going to remain stagnant, especially hollering no justice, no peace. You're going to stay right there. You're going to stay with no justice, and you are going to have disruption and chaos because you are chanting no peace. There's a lot of shit going on in the black community that is fucking backwards, y'all. And you mad at Lil Nas X, there's some other things that you need to be concerned about. Lil Nas X is not going to do anything but influence people to live freely and not be bound to the limitations and constructs of the illusion of white supremacy. And that's just the bottom line. But these niggas want to be so close to whiteness and white people. They do everything to be that close that they even down to mimicking every single thing their oppressor does that they hate the white man for. They mimic their behavior. Let me get offline. All this negative energy is not good for the baby. If I take a shit on myself, I'm going to have your kids wanting to shit their pants. Lil Nas X goes from outlandish it says Lil Nas X goes from one outlandish antic to the next. You will never see white, Asian, Hispanic, or Arab equivalent to him in entertainment industry. Those communities would not tolerate that crap. Black people sooner or later, we are. One day, y'all will learn that, he said, one day y'all will learn I am not a representation but to anyone but Lil Nas X. Remember I tell you, as black people, we look at one black person, and because we share identity, we feel like they represent us. Lil Nas X only represents himself. He doesn't even just represent the LGBTQ community. He represents himself. And that's it. I've already talked too long. I said we wasn't going to be down here long. I was trying to go through all of these things. Let's see, what else? What else is on the internet? That's it. I'm sorry, I didn't know I would spend so much time on that. But it is. It is a hatred of femininity. I don't care what do y'all think? I think that's the reason why the people have an issue with gay folks. It's not because they gay. It's not because they having sex with men. It's none of that. It's the idea of being a receiver, a feminine, That's what I think. That's how I see it. That's why you don't hear the black community talking nothing about trans men at all. It's the focus is eerily on trans women. Just trans women, not trans men. I think the people have a problem with women, with femininity. At the root, it's femininity. Not even with women, it's femininity. They have an issue. I know he's pissed. That's the park guy that comes and cleans, that shows me his ass every now and again with his thick ass stovepipe ankles. Baby, that was so funny when Karen said that about Giselle. Nas. Oh, here is Boosie Badass. Nas, what the fuck are you? Nas, what the fuck? You just don't stop. I think he's going to turn around and suck one of his background dancers' dick on national TV. That is what you would like to see, Boosie. Just say that you want to see that. Lil Boosie, literally, he wants to know. If he hasn't had sex with a man, he really wants to know how it feels. Because he has an aneurysm every single time. And the fact that this man who did what he did to his nephews and his son is speaking out against homosexuality or acts of, two men kissing or whatever homoeroticism, whatever you want to call it. He has a problem with that. But what he did to his sons, nobody has a problem with. He actually had his son violated and raped. That's what happened. And you worried about this dude trolling, having his little pregnancy stomach, and you worried about the kids. If you were so worried about the kids, you wouldn't have hired a grown woman to rape your sons and nephews, if you were really worried about the kids. Because I think that this idea and this constant, even Indya from Pose, Indya Moore, she said that black men are, what does she say? Black men are traumatized into masculinity. That's what she said. Hold on. I'm about to find it. Because I believe that's what she said. Black men are traumatized into masculinity. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask.
Wear a mask. Wear a mask.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Wear your mask. Wear your mask.
Hold on.
Wear it.
Because she did say that. Hold on, I know I have it somewhere. Wear your mask. I hope I didn't delete it. I must have deleted it. I think that's what she said. Black men are traumatized into masculinity. Oh, here she go. Hold on. That's not the full thing. Oh, no. It's not the full thing. Oh, I probably need to go to her page. I'm mad that that wasn't the full thing. She said black men are... Indya Moore. There she goes. Black men are traumatized into masculinity. I'm going to play the video. I'll put it somewhere in here and play the video so that you can see what she said. But I got to go. And I want you guys to take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments and have a conversation. Oh, here it is. Is it gone? I'll play it. I have it. She has it on her page still. So I'll post it so you can hear what she says because... Baby, on point. I believe that's where it's rooted in. It's rooted in the hatred of women. I really believe that. It's just but then even deeper than a woman, it's femininity. There's a problem with the expression of femininity. People, and even women, have a problem with that. When they see femininity demonstrated by a man, why? Tell me why you have a problem with feminine men. Right? And I'm not talking about flamboyant. I'm talking about feminine men. I can't think of anybody. There's a lot of feminine men. Lenny Kravitz is he's very in touch with his femininity. Even Jason Momoa, speaking of both of them, they are very in touch with you could tell they are connected to their feminine energy. And it's like, and if you ever notice when a man is connected to his feminine energy and he comes through balance, the women fall. They're like, oh my God, he's so like, oh my God, he's so sexy. It's a balance of both. And if you can't exist in that and you're imbalanced and you so masculine and you're imbalanced. You have to have a balance of both. That's really freedom right there. It's freedom right there. That's how I feel. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post this video. I'm gonna post it towards the end. I'm just gonna put a small clip because it's really like it's just like you have to hear it. Anyways, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.
Hurtful to me, actually, that these things were said and then that T.I. doubled down the way that he did. We already have issues with the ways that T.I. doesn't respect the autonomy of women and femmes, particularly his daughter. He showed his ass with his own family, the women in his own family. But I find it really interesting the way that he doubled down, y'all, because he tried to equate Lil Nas creating space for queer people, especially queer black people, to be able to exist in power and in truth, and without hurting and making other people feel small to do that, to DaBaby making comments that literally make people feel small. If the liberation of queer and trans people makes you feel small, you need to really think about where you get your power. You need to really dive deep and think about who taught you what your masculinity means. Because, you know, a lot of people like DaBaby, I don't know what his babyhood was like. I don't want to pretend to either, but I do know that a lot of black men are traumatized into masculinity, right? I don't know. I just hope y'all can hear me queerly and clearly. A lot of black men are traumatized into masculinity. They're beaten into masculinity. They're told that to be masculine means to not be gay. To be a man means to not have sex with men. To be a man means to abuse women. A lot of black men are taught this. A lot of black men are taught that women are property, right? That people are property. And I think it makes sense considering the ways that we were colonized to believe these things. We were property before. And I think that black men find their power sometimes in making other people feel small because we were made to feel small for somebody else to have power. And that is the only way that we understand how to acquire it sometimes. Sometimes.